yarn, all right? 102 here today. Tomorrow's going to be 104. Great Southern Land. It's a cool 90-something degrees now, and I mean it's cool. Breeze is blowing. Here comes the boss. Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, Mystic Angel's ass.
Yep. I see you've got thousands of people in there.
Oh, hundreds of thousands. Most of them are Chinese trapped in their units. They've all tuned in. Oh, Mr. Seeds, what can you do to help us? Well, don't eat bats, snakes, other rodents. You know, give them a miss. Just a suggestion. Chinese do like some strange foods, that's for sure. It's a little bit sticky in it,
Yeah.
but it's cooler. They promised us thunderstorms tonight. Nah, didn't happen. They even promised us thunderstorms tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Oh, we have a bird singing. Don't get many birds singing when it's hot. You're too busy walking around on the ground with a parasol saying, geez, it's hot. If the pool was down now, we'd be going for a swim.
You reckon? I
Would
don't
you?
know. I don't know.
With your floaties on?
No. I don't know.
What's I don't know, man?
I'm not that fussed with pools.
You better talk to the 10 grandkids.
It's the get in the bathers, get out, get dried. Don't walk through the house wet.
just get a plunge pool there. Something 3 metres by 3 metres or something like that. Go on, say it. I don't know.
I don't know.
In the top paddock here, Mr. Danger's looking down on the valley and saying, I don't know. I wonder what happened on Buick today. Was there forgiveness,
I don't know.
caring, sharing, or just outright war?
Don't know.
Maybe we're going to have the wind without the thunderstorm.
Yeah, the wind always drives it away. Somewhere there's a thunderstorm.
Well, it's blown from the right way. Come from the northwest. Get a big spa.
Huh?
Get a big spa.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. It's got time to think about that. I'm not buying one tomorrow. There's nowhere to put it.
No, you? Well, I don't want to put down 200 square metres of pavers and then have them driven over. That's not yours?
That one is.
Okay.
I don't always do it.
Okay. I don't know. Jeez, I don't know. Windshield wipers.
For the pretend rain.
Yeah. Sticky. 39, eh? 40, I reckon. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow 40.
Butcherbird just watched you then. So you
Yeah,
got there.
that's why I put him there. Oh, he's got something.
Got an insect on him. Kenny, come have a look. Come on. You win him?
No,
What do you got? Millions?
300, not millions like you.
Yeah, loaded. Absolutely loaded. You had a bit of stir-fried rice for dinner and I had a bit of stew.
I wasn't even hungry, actually.
No.
I don't know why
You
I
eating
ate.
watermelon?
Yeah, that's probably why I wasn't hungry.
I think the red and black parrots have gone bush. Let's see if anyone's there. I don't know if anyone's there. Hello? How are you? There we go. There's the missus. There's pool buggers on those ships are still stuck in there, you know that, don't you?
Yep.
Keep everyone in one confined space, they're all going to get it.
That's what they were saying.
everything's coming from the right way. Don't see it being spectacular by any means, though. Oh, sleep well tonight. Well, with the fan on.
Why don't you put it the other way? There's something else to look at.
What's that little bugger, ain't you?
Yep.
The phone gets a bit floppy when it's hot. It'll probably fall over. I'm just going to check this board out. I wonder if Lou gets it early enough, we shall have a crumpet.
Well, I think she should stick to the routine, getting ready, and then either coming here just before school or going straight to school, not trying to get here by 7.
I didn't say to get here by 7.
Well, I think that's what she thought you meant.
No, I made it very clear that's when William gets here.
But he has his crumpet straight away.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care. I think she enjoys that she can go to school with him.
Yeah, he won't wait. Luella cannot go in the classroom before 8:30, and then you have to wait there with them.
I know.
And all the other kids can go into class at 8:30 and can do a little bit of work before school starts at 10 to 9.
I know all of this.
Yeah. Those pigeons must roost in that tree at night.
Really?
There's one on the branch just there. Turtle dove. Maybe that's what we hear at night, is them.
No, I don't think so. It'd be nice to have some rain, eh?
Yeah.
Forget what it looks like. I've seen cats for a while.
Huh?
I've seen Ginger and the black cat for a while.
Oh, that's true.
Too hot for them, I think. They could be one of the smells from under the house.
Ooh. if it was one of them, it smelled worse.
True.
I haven't smelt it in a few days. It's just about 2-3 days.
Oh, although they would have decomposed fast with the help of some of our little ants.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him come in this afternoon when I was having a little nap.
No. When she dropped Penny off.
Hmm?
When she dropped Penny off.
Oh, no, when I woke up she was there.
That was the second time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, like I say, I certainly get tired after I get up early and work in the heat. Get a bit knackered. So have half an hour's kip.
Yeah.
Hello, Kathy. Getting ready for work. Long hours. I know that is. I've been doing plenty of them. Yeah, getting there. Just a matter of time. Another month or so, we'll be sort of semi-finished. Hello, Pixie. When you eat a lunch. Still working on your song. Be patient. What's for lunch? We had watermelon for lunch. It was very hot again. Salad, of course. Watching your figure. You young women are all the same.
Man, I got some videos to catch up on MB's channel.
Have you?
Yep. And I watched that one.
Even the flies are too hot to fly around.
Oh, thank God.
Have a good lunch. A little Pixie.
See ya. You're like an hour early on than usual.
Yeah, it's just too hot though. Not going to be any long tonight.
Oh, did I just hit thunder?
That or a 747. Or could be an A380, I'm not sure. Hello, Buttercup. Another stinking odd day today here. You would not have left the house. Did a bit of work, but it got to me after a while. We had an electrician that worked 2 hours, and he went, oh, geez. To what? Oh, we're used to it. Just, I got up about 5:30, did a bit.
You just get on with your day. When you sit in the cool, you don't want to go back out, but
Yeah.
you still got to. We still do our stuff. What we got to do.
Got the last of the big skirting all filled and puttied. Just got to sand that tomorrow and paint that. Then I'll start on those 5 over there under the bench. Should be enough to do the office. That's what's under there. Yeah, she's full of beans today. Day 2 at school, preschool. She come
That
home.
is thunder. Sorry, that's a plane now. But I just heard thunder before that.
I think you're thunderstruck.
No, I want a storm, Buttercup. Yeah, Luella was just absolute full, jumping all over seats when she got in the door. Oh my God.
Oh, this is what I did today, and that, and you know this, and that's what they. We had this, and it's like 4,000 things saying at the same time. You go, yep, 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 yep. That's good. Imagine you still. Oh, I think there's another storm coming your way, isn't there? I think I read that somewhere. Well, we think 20 degrees Celsius is cold. I know you don't believe us, but we do. I will definitely have a jumper on at 20 degrees. No, true. Even when it's 25, 26 sometimes, if there's a cool breeze, I'll be wearing a jumper. I don't mind my legs being cold, but I like my back to be warm, and there's no trouble with that at the moment. Yeah, we got no buds showing here. Just sand. Bit of wind. Must be below 90 now. Yeah, that happens. Buttercup. I don't blame them. Some of them have been starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's what the guy that did the outside wall, he just worked with the heat. He'd be finished by about 11 most days. But things will come together shortly. The floor gets sanded next Thursday, I think, isn't it? 20th or something.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I forgot. Why did he stagger the fence so much?
Because of the lay of the land. There's a hump here. Drifts down there and drifts down there.
What'd you have for breakfast, Buttercup? Or having breakfast?
Ah, it's lunchtime there now, I think, or
Oh.
thereabouts.
Or you have brunch?
She's probably been for a brisk walk.
Actually, next time you do a little walk, do a little video, Buttercup.
Why?
Because see the road she walks on.
Why?
Because I can. Why?
Well, I might tell where she is.
No, she will send it to me privately. I don't mean put it on YouTube. Hey, Buttercup.
Puss in Boots? Puss in Boots? Go on, ask.
Yeah, well, what's puss in?
Weird chicken. Tiny little boogers. Like spatchcock, but smaller. Poor little buggers.
You're going to make her feel guilty now that she had that.
No, I'd eat it. No problem. Actually, they're decent size.
Yeah, that's right, through WhatsApp.
We can take you a walk tomorrow in the 40-degree heat. We can show you the melted bitumen. The birds walking along the side path with little parasols and looking at each other saying, geez, it's hot.
I don't think so.
When it gets so hot, you don't even get any flies. They can't handle it. Actually, we don't get many bugs, really, do we? Very few.
It does depend on the weather, actually.
Yeah. Wonder what Mel's cooking tonight. Something easy, I hope. Actually, it wasn't that hot there. About 32, I think.
Oh, was that?
We had 37, 38. With the men with the guns. Did we get a vid with men with the guns? I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, big jump.
Oh, did you send that in an email, Buttercup?
200 odd people dead yesterday and 15,000 more cases. Staggering.
Actually, there was no link in the email. I replied to it and said there was nothing for me to click, Buttercup.
Give you an idea how many Chinese students come to Australia. Our government's just imposed another week of no fly to China or back to Australia. There are 100,000 Chinese students waiting to start school. 100,000. That's quite a large number. I'll move the camera a little bit so I can read it a bit better. Oh, sea biscuits. Magpie food. Actually, butcher bird food tonight.
Oh, he went away, eh?
Yeah. He's probably worried about the thunderstorm.
But we're not getting.
Well, the Chinese are no longer really a third world country, though parts of it are, there's no question. And they have a lot of money they spend. Some of the tuition fees in our schools that the Chinese go to are about $40,000 to $50,000 a term. So that's big money that the schools aren't getting.
Wow. Who charges that much?
Melbourne universities, Sydney universities.
A term?
Mhm.
That's ridiculous.
Sure is. Yeah, there's most of them here have been affected one way or another.
Oh, okay.
In fact, one of the sad things, lots of Chinese restaurants, for just that reason that they're Chinese restaurants, people aren't going to. So quite a few have closed their doors. It's very sad. I mean, most of these Chinese that have been in Australia for like 3 and 4 generations never been back to China. Just the word Chinese turns people away. You get water. Oh, she's going to the dunny. There's a bit of cloud around. Wonder whether we'll get a tickle. Be nice. Yeah, a lot of the Chinese New Year's big in Australia, but it didn't happen. A lot of them, like you say, might have gone back home and they're stuck there. Those poor buggers on the ships, though. There's 3 ships wandering in the ocean or parked in harbours where they have to stay on board, and each day, I think yesterday, 40 more people on that Diamond cruise. It's up to about 200 people have got the virus now. No, we don't have chemtrails don't exist here. See, what it is, the people on the planet who own the planet are saving Australia for a sanctuary, so they don't do it here. Well, it's a good enough excuse. There was secret documents between the Russians and the Americans in the event of a nuclear war. Islands like New Zealand, Australia, and the better part of South Africa would not be hit. They were called sanctuaries. In other words, if the world turned to rubble, you can bet your bottom dollar the people that own it would be coming down here to live. Yeah, the Russian documents show that no agreement, but they both suggested that it'd be nice to have a place to go if there was nowhere else left where they are. Makes sense. But in the event of a nuclear war, it'd be pointless anyway. The rotation of the planet would get all the crap down here eventually within a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and we'd all have the radiation. I know one bloke that worked at the spy base just outside Exmouth in my state, probably 1,500 kilometres away from here. And he said, on the surface, it looks like a fairly small base. These accommodations, this, that and the other, and facilities. He said, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Underground, it's enormous. It is enormous. He said it's like a city. And there would be hundreds of them around the planet. For those special people, not like you or me, but special people, you know what I mean? Oh, black budgets. We can spend hours talking about that. Where did the money go? What money? Well, you know, the money that... Oh, no, I don't know. Yeah, you do. Hello, Jojo. Been having an affair with your wife for the past several years. Here comes the boom boom. Come on, where's me bum bum? Hello, Jojo, my old friend. He's on the piano once again, telling jokes and tinkling on the ivories.
Is Jojo there?
Yes. Nice cold water. Can't beat it. Oh, I think he was attempting.
Oh, he tries to all the time. That other new long lead, I've just put in the bedroom for you and chucked the other one. I'm not mucking around with wires that we have to keep taping.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The phone charger,
Oh, you're pointing over here, I'm thinking electrical
was-
lead.
giving you the length.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and then it's just dangerous, so I've just chucked it and put the other
New
cable
one.
in the room. So you just got to move your phone, not cables.
Get another one of them other braided ones for yourself.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I think they had different coloured ones there too, if I saw it right. That's what you get when you wake up at 5. Yeah, I got to tell you, amongst all this heat, which you get used to, I know you wouldn't get used to it for a little while, but you don't have to work in the heat. If you've got an air conditioner and you've got a nice cool room, we've got lots of resources, beautiful places. People are not aggressive until pushed. So Australians don't, rarely have a blue, but when they have a blue, it's done and dusted, and it's all good. There is no, like, I suppose you'd even say there's no real racial wars. We've got 500,000 Jews and close to 1 million Arabs living in this country, and there is no Gaza Strips. There's no West Bank. There's no arguments.
No, we've had disputes, but they clear it up pretty quick.
And you can quite easily go for a walk anywhere and be safe. Is that the black one? Ah, pink and greys. Hello, boys. Pink and grey galahs get settling in for the night.
Or you go to Africa. Wow. That gets hot there.
See her now in one of those 1940, curved hats, khaki, with a big shotgun on the back of a van in the Serengeti. Buttercup of the Serengeti. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to go to Africa for a holiday. Would you, Buttercup?
Well, she's been there. Sister
No, I
lives there.
know, but just to go for a holiday even.
Yes,
Yeah,
very true, Jojo. But I was young then.
Yeah,
I think
as you
Buttercup
get
must be what, 32, 33 now?
32.
In the younger days when she was in her 20s, yeah.
You do end up getting used to where you live, I suppose. And as you get older, yeah, things affect you differently.
Yes, it's a combination well worth thinking about, Jojo.
But we've been to a few places, and there's some beautiful places. New Zealand is absolutely beautiful. On par to Australia, it's colder. And often people will move from the UK to New Zealand and think, why did I come here? It snows, it's cold and wet. You get that in Australia, but you've got to go to them. Like you've got to go to the Alps in Australia. Go to the snow. It doesn't come to you very often, unless you're in Tasmania, where we lived for a year. But other than this extraordinary summer, which started in spring, most of our summers kick in hot January, February, bit of March, and then from March all the way through till about October normally it's just beautiful. 25, 28 degrees, warm, but not too warm and not too cold. I don't know if Jojo's ever been to Australia. Maybe he has.
Getting dark over there.
Yeah, and there. Oh, I'd just like a shower. That'd be nice. Just a sprinkling. Just to remind us what rain looks like.
Want me to chuck this at you?
Been to Sydney once, did not like the guy.
Wow.
Like most of Australia is very modern. Very, very modern. Roadways are easy to get around. Unless you go to Sydney, and you've been there and you didn't like him.
Sydney has roads that just end. They go nowhere. They start building something and then think, oh, we ran out of money. Oh, no, can't go that way. It's going to get in the way of the buildings.
When overseas people fly into Sydney, they're staggered that the city is actually about 35 mile wide.
Well, actually, don't get me wrong. I actually enjoy going to cities. I walk around if it's a good day. I like walking around because they have fixed up the city.
Oh, most of our cities are on the ocean side, so you've got beautiful
Like Darling Harbour.
promenades, and
Yeah.
it's really good that way.
Oh, yeah. Pretty high.
Yeah, they're probably like a block of land here is a cheap one, 600,000. In Sydney, it'd be close to 800,000. Thank God I didn't see Benny. Well, there's probably a good reason because he lives in Melbourne, not
Yeah,
Sydney.
you wouldn't see him, so. And Melbourne's, again, I don't mind walking around Melbourne.
Looking at buying what in Australia, Buttercup? Or?
I think Sydney, wasn't it, Buttercup? I think you said it once.
Way out 40, 50 kilometres from Sydney, and it's still Sydney. It's just the suburbs. You're looking at Riverstone, Richmond. Blocks of land are still 600,000-700,000. In the city, they're close to 2-3 million just for a little block. It's got to the point, I think, that most people starting off in their life, say young couple, there's no point in them buying. They'd never pay it off. Melbourne's nice.
Yeah, just some of their road rules, believe it or not, even though it's in Australia, is a bit weird. Like, go into the right lane to turn left.
But the prettiest city, and I mean that because there's so much parks and greenery, is where we live, Perth. Seems fine. Well, yes, you feel at home. There's a lot of things on YouTube coming to a crescendo down the bottom. There's lots of things happening that I don't even bother discussing. But it's coming to a crunch. the beggars are on their last legs.
You'll never get rid of them.
Oh, the best part is what we discussed the other night, Buttercup, that a lot of things that are happening are actually, even though they're not good, it's pushing people away from giving their hard-earned cash to people, which is a good result.
It is.
It's a sad way to get there,
But some people will
but it's
never.
a good result.
Some people will never learn.
I mean, if Jojo needed $1,000 tomorrow, to fix up one of his broken gold teeth, I'd send it to him because he's good for it. Well, we have a little sanctuary here, Jojo, that we don't leave. We just come here every now and then to have a chat. No expectations.
They probably don't leave. It's just you don't see them. They go watch other things or just don't comment anymore like they used to or get involved anymore. They just sit and watch, or they go watch other channels now or other things.
There's like you remember the Pink Floyd song, Another Brick in the Wall? It's like a wall of shame. And you could sing a song sort of like, just another boit in the wall. I think I've always wanted just to talk to people without having any expectations. If things happen and we meet, that's great, but no expectations. And just have general chit-chat. We've all got different journeys in our lives that we might find like, wow, it's boring, but to other people it's fascinating. I'd rather do that any day. I will not pay for a conversation, that's for sure. I mean, helping people is inherent in us, but we do it basically locally, and that's where we're going to keep it, I think. Won't stop us doing things like sending gifts to a few friends and whatever, but not donating money. It's like having, someone described it very well, social media is something that you can get what you want out of it, or you get yourself entrenched in something that's just a quagmire. I find most of them, Buttercup, and I mean this without being derogatory, is that they are all the same. They're painted a little different, the behaviour's slightly different, but the greedy, needy are basically all the same. They don't want to give you a conversation, they want you to pay for it. What's wrong with just having good fun? Having a little jab at each other in a friendly, mockingly way.
Yeah, like we do with Bully. Poor Bully. Well, not really poor Bully. He could, he's had his nasty moments, hasn't he?
Oh, I just think he's lonely, I think, truth be known.
I don't care. Don't have to be a a-hole.
Well, sometimes the loudest bell gets the most attention.
Oh, good, Buttercup. I will try to. So if you feel that my finger is going to the point of going to hide his comment, just remind
Well, I'm glad
me.
you two are going down that path because I still won't tolerate any nonsense.
No, I won't either.
I will be swift in the justice delivered.
Yes.
Yes, Rujex is a very nice guy. Chiamo is a good bloke.
Yep.
Lots of good people. And I don't know about you, but I would rather go to a little place where there's a handful of us, with, common sense of humour amongst us, and just want to discuss things, than be in a hall of 400,000 screaming people. I don't get that. I don't understand that. If you and I, Jojo, went out for lunch and we walked into a nice pub and it's really loud music and people are screaming and shouting, I'd say, come on, we'll go and find something else. That's it. Other
Yes.
words, we choose to go to a venue or not. Rujix pops in every now and then, but we're on fairly early and we miss him most of the time. And I don't care where people go. Like people say, oh, I do go to this channel, do you mind? I said, I don't care what you do. Do what you like.
Some people just go to some other
Does
channels
not bother me at all.
for the
I
fun.
choose not to go.
Because they know other people and they talk to and they have a general conversation. Sometimes they can catch up with other people.
I mean, I've heard people say, look, you must think sense that you have, high standards. And I'm saying, no, I don't have high standards, just that yours are way too low for me to attend your channel.
Oh, one light came on.
The solar's kicking in. My number one fan, I didn't even know I had a fan.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder why they give a thumbs down, eh? I mean, I don't care, but
See, that's something I don't understand, is that we involve ourselves in our family. Best we can, because some of it here, there and everywhere, but like walking one of our granddaughters to her first day of school, that was a big thrill. There was 4 adults, a couple of kids. It was like an event. And I don't miss those things. I make sure I'm there, because they're important. And yet some people can't be bothered. It's like playing silly games with the grandkids. They'll do like quizzes, what's this, or funny jokes, and it's just great. I think people forget that living is best shared. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all part of life. I think all of us have a rich tapestry. Like I said, good, bad and ugly. It's all in amongst all of our journeys. Yeah. Just simple things, Jojo. Just watching the smile on one of your nephews or nieces as they're mucking around in the pool and playing games and splashing you and all that sort of stuff. They're precious moments. Truth be known, that's all life is made up of. Moments. Yep, if you can bring a smile to someone's dial, it's like handing them a small piece of gold. It's very valuable. And I've always said there's a huge difference between being alone and lonely.
yes.
There's a massive difference. I know people that just like their own company. And they'll catch up with you, but they're happy just to spend time by themselves.
2 of our kids are like that.
Yeah, Terry's very much like that.
And Carl.
Yeah, they just have their own thing they do.
Yeah, I know, but I can be the same. Sometimes you've got to...
All right, Jojo, have a good sleep, my friend.
See you, JJ. Sometimes you've got to, like, put your hand in front of your mouth to think, probably not a good time to start laughing.
Well, we have cloud and a bit of wind, but nothing else at the moment.
Or you'll sit there and start smiling or laughing at something that happened years ago that you shared with someone else. And someone asks you, what are you laughing about? And you just sit there and say, oh, it's just something I thought of, a memory.
Like some of the chat rooms I used to go to, you'd see in the chat in particular people trying to justify, I don't know how to explain it, their existence, I don't know. And they'll be angry over subject matter and they'll have a crack at somebody, and I'm thinking, if you're like that in real life, you wouldn't have any friends. Everybody's different. No one has the same values. There's a common value, but you know what I mean? Everyone has different thoughts and different subject matter. That's how it should be. You shouldn't be swayed away from an opinion you have had entrenched because it's a belief. Just because someone says, no, you're wrong, you've got to think like I do. No, I don't do that. But it's going to be another hot one tomorrow. Might even have a day off work. See, I see things that sound strange to some people. You can see your screen right now, yeah? I see an aqua ocean with 4 little islands in the forefront, and at the back, a storm rolling in with the clouds.
That's because we want a storm.
No, I'm just saying you can see certain things if you wish to look for them. It's like a roll cloud, which we've seen here. We get roll clouds. And in the very right-hand corner of the screen, there's a little tornado forming. Can you see that?
Oh, you're dreaming.
Ooh. I do know that some parts of the Northern Hemisphere are having an extraordinarily warm end to their winter. Like I say, I do not wish upon anyone in the Northern Hemisphere to go through a summer we've had. It would be devastating. There was an old channel when I was a kid, and it would give the forecast up and down the coasts. In Suffolk today will be 15 knots blowing from the west. Late in the afternoon, there'll be possibly of showers. The tides will be at 6 a.m. at 1.8 metres. And I've always found it fascinating. Gale force winds. Actually, it would have been storm force winds in the UK this week.
Yeah, did you? So the storms you had, or did you have any buttercup? Were they bad? Like wind, rain, thunder, lightning, all stuff that we wish we had.
Yeah, I like camellias. Unfortunately, I had to pull 2 out when we got here. They're in the wrong place. But they're a beautiful flower, and they just give a beautiful perfume.
Where did we have them?
At the front.
Oh.
Hello,
Hey, Danny.
But judgment can be cruel and hurtful sometimes. Whoop, what the hell happened there?
Wow, what'd you do then?
I don't know. But then you think, if that's how someone thinks of me, who I am, to try to change their mind. Indeed, so be it. I agree. I'm not here to change anyone's mind or influence or have my camera fall over all the time, but it does. Tell you what, this is so annoying.
You gotta,
It just, like I say, it works
Yeah.
sometimes and it folds back on itself. Bloody thing. There's the boss.
and there's the boss. I'll just get my ducky out.
Imagine all of us in this room now, back 2,000 years ago, in a cave, probably by a nice little river. Danny would be off to work. And we'll be sitting there cooking bacon, because she would leave a little bit, I'm sure.
No, she wouldn't.
And we'd be talking about the weather. I can imagine that would be a conversation piece. Buttercup, are you going hunting today? Oh, I don't know. Look at them clouds.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't show the clouds now.
Don't think the process of conversation was much different many thousands of years ago. My albino Sasquatch. Thanks very much. You're talking about me, aren't you, Danny? I understand. There will be a vitriol of Snapchats heading your way tonight because of that. Yes.
He's gonna spam you.
I think Danny would like Perth City. She'd love it, I think. So much to see and do. Well, and Buttercup.
Can't stop yawning. Are you working today, Danny? It's all right. My keyboard does the rounds in this room. Everybody takes my keyboard when they spell wrong.
Fanny.
Yep.
Did you see the alarming jump in figures from the coronavirus today?
What was that?
200 plus people died in China today or yesterday, and 15,000 more cases, which is staggering. That's a small town in one day.
Oh, she's getting ready.
Might be time to take your holidays shortly, Danny. Get away from all the possibilities. Although the US and Australia are on the ball as best they can, I think this will become like a common cold, sadly. Most people in research are racing to try and find a vaccine. And I think that's the only thing that'll stop it. Yeah, it's easy to kill someone in power when they didn't start it. Maybe their behaviour wasn't best, they wanted to hide it, whatever. But China has a great record of dismissing people when things go wrong. Okay, we've dismissed someone, so that's all good now.
So they fired the man in charge. Who was that?
It would have been probably the head of the health department in Wuhan, I guess. But we currently have, Danny, 100,000 Chinese students refused entry into Australia. Yeah, go for the long walk, Buttercup.
And the ones that came in, or whatever, how that worked out, they self-imposed themselves to quarantine, which was good.
Well, no, they had no choice.
No, they did. A lot of them.
The Chinese female soccer team's been here for a month, and they've all been in quarantine.
And a lot
None of them are sick.
No, a lot of them put themselves in quarantine.
The world is closing its borders. And might seem dramatic, but it's probably necessary to minimise. Will it stop it? I don't think so. I think this will have outbreaks like seasonal flus do in different countries at different times. Sadly.
They'll find its weakness. Everything
Oh,
has
there'll be a vaccine eventually.
everything
no question.
has a weakness. It's just finding it.
But the problem with a virus is that it doesn't always stay the same. Yeah, it's like all things Asian, like in Perth, shops have closed because no one's going there because they're a Chinese restaurant or a Cantonese restaurant
That's happening here too.
and people are just not going. Is it out of fear? Yep. Is it racially profiling? Yes. But I don't think people are being racist by not going to a
but
Chinese restaurant.
some of them are not going. They're saying, I'm not eating their food because it's been linked initially to food. Some people are saying they're not going because of the food. Not so
It's
much the
silly,
people.
But we're coming up to what they call the peak part of the life of a virus, which is probably near the end of this month. Then they'll know. In other words, they'll know its containment values. In other words, can it be contained? Is it being contained? Or is it going to be out of control? Most of the experts say they just can't see it being controlled because 1,000 Chinese health workers have fallen ill to the virus and they've all been well prepared. And Danny would wash her hands 6-7 times a day or when necessary. And the Chinese would be doing exactly the same thing, but this is obviously a very high contagion. We have to be thankful that the death rate, percentage-wise, is low. I mean, imagine if this thing was up with Ebola rates. It would be really scary. Are we going to call it quits and close down the shop?
Yeah. Because I am definitely going to bed early tonight.
Yeah, I read about that. Other friend I've got in Texas says that he thought he might have had it at one time, Shady, but he didn't.
What's West Nile virus?
Oh, it's just another damn nasty virus originating in the West Nile country. Lots of different viruses in Africa. Staggering. Ebola is the obvious one, but there are others. But they do the same thing, Danny. They eat things like monkeys, and then they get sick.
Yes.
And like in China, they eat everything. You name it, it's got eyes and a tail, they're going to eat it.
And then someone else was saying, wherever it is that they eat guinea pigs as well.
Oh, yeah, lots of countries. Mexico eats guinea pigs all the time. Some people eat kangaroos, like Australians.
Mm.
Some people eat whales.
Are carried through mosquitoes.
I mean, it's not lost on me that the biggest killer on the planet for disease is not a virus.
Yeah, no.
It's mosquitoes carrying malaria and different types, like dengue fever, Ross River.
I agree,
They kill
Buttercup.
millions of people a year. It's
I-
some success in northern Australia by sterilising the male mosquito. Somehow that's worked pretty well. Natural. They sterilise the male so reproduction doesn't occur and numbers drop.
How in the hell do you sterilise a mosquito?
Well, you make them infertile
Okay,
through a process of chemicals,
wow.
which you can do to humans.
I'm just picturing taking him to a vet. Can you just de-sex
Yeah,
this mozzie?
Modern science can do lots of things. It cannot stop the development of new diseases, viruses. There will come a day, and I'm not saying it, I'm not doomsdaying, there will come a day where there is a superbug, for sure.
Did I spit on myself or did I
We're
find
just
it?
getting an example of a bug that's not a superbug, but how it's spread in such a short time. I mean, you talk about things like the Spanish flu. That was devastating. The bubonic plague probably wouldn't occur again because of our knowledge. But viruses, sneaky little buggers. All right, it's good night from the boss.
going, that's not kisses. What sort of kiss is that?
But have a great day. You're just starting yours. Buttercup's having lunch. And the rest of you are in the background, recording every word I say. Remember this.
Oh, yeah. Make it good.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Da-da, 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 da-da.
Na, 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 na. Good
Oh,
night,
God,
everybody.
lice, man.